is KC Sports Network, proudly presented by Emprise Bank.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to your bi-weekly. Currently, it's on No Other Pod here, KC Sports Network. It's your boys, Daniel Kooser, Chris Wright. What's going on, baby? How we doing?
I'm entertained by your intros, man. I don't know what's coming. I just soak it in, and
yeah,
I'm doing well, man. It feels like I don't see you very often. Not attending live events right now, so
it's
I'm going through some withdrawals.
Soccer season's coming, though. I mean, we'll be making those trips in no time back up to a new stadium. You know.
Yeah,
I got to tell you, a lot has happened since we last spoke. Things are heating up. We will have to be going back to weekly podcast in no time because not only did our last podcast talked about, we mentioned Morgan Gautral. I remember in jest, I was like, yeah, was she on our team? You know, we never even saw her play. And then boom, she's fucking gone.
It's like the next day. The next day.
I was like, dude, leave it to us to just be out freaking dated. Like it just, and
immediately.
Didn't matter at all. And it was like for 2 weeks, I was like, well, I'm not going to do an emergency pod for this or anything like that. You know, it's unnecessary. We're in the preseason here. But yeah, dude, we got a little trade with Orlando Pride. We got an international roster spot, didn't we?
We actually gave one. Actually, sorry, let me double check. Yeah, we did receive an international roster spot. You're correct.
Yeah. We gave them $50,000 in allocation funds and Morgan Gautral. It's interesting because it stinks she never really got to show her skills. You know, was injured a majority of the season, did not get to play as much as we probably would have liked to watch, right? So, and that's all right. We wish her well, man. Orlando's a great team. They got better last year, and I think she'll help them. So, but you know, we're getting international roster spots, so we're just going to go on and sign all the Brazilians.
We're going to compete with Orlando for the most Brazilians, essentially.
Isn't that crazy? What if that is the game? That is the key to success. Who can sign the Brazilians?
Like a cheat code, essentially. Yeah.
Yeah. Whoever has the Brazilians wins the game. It just makes sense. It makes sense. I don't know. It's, you know what I say? Don't make fun of me. In basketball, if you see one white guy on the court, that motherfucker's shooting three-pointers. That guy is your shooter. Look out for this guy. I'm just throwing it out there, dude. Your Jeff Boschis, your Kirk Heinrichs, your what's his name? Mikhailuk?
Yeah, we're going to go with that. Yeah, we're going to go with that.
Oh, man.
Mikhailuk.
It's just, but in soccer, it's who's got the Brazilians, baby. And we're working on it. So, dude, I'm overwhelmed, to say the least. You sent me an email, as you typically do, and it is it hurts my brain to look at it. So I want you to take me through this. Where do we start?
All right, let's go back a quick touch and just go over Gautral there. You know, we received we gave up $50,000 for the international slot. She really didn't, like you said, she really didn't catch on. She came in, she had the knee injury, right? Rehab throughout most of the beginning of the season, got to play in the middle. I thought she did pretty good when she was on the field. So I was happy to have her on the field, but then she got a concussion towards the tail end of the middle of the season and then just carried along, you know, towards the end. She added a lot of really good experience, both on the field and off. So it sucks to lose her, but you know, we were snake bitten by injuries last year. So if you can't stay on the field, you know, we're done dealing with that, bringing in players and having our training room be larger than the team that's on the field. So,
yeah,
makes sense. But yeah, man, going back to that fun, exciting signing of Bia Zanerato. Did I say that correctly? Did I butcher it?
I don't know, but possibly.
Beatriz. Yeah, I probably butchered it, but we all know who that is. She is simply known as Bia. The contract is through the 2024 season with a club option for 2025, pending the receipt of her P1 visa and international transfer certificate. according to Camille Ashton, Bia is an extraordinary talent that will impact our team immediately. We are excited to have her in Kansas City. And then Vlatko as well chimed in and says her goal scoring ability, creativity in and around the box are extraordinary. She's a world-class forward, proven in club and country. So we got one. We got a big one, sir.
Bia was in South Korea playing for Incheon Hyundai Steel Red Angels, which is a mouthful of a name, by the way.
Steel Red Angels? That's a badass team name, by the way.
It certainly is. Incheon Hyundai. Do you say the Y? Is it Hyundai? I never even know. My wife has one. I'm just like, with that car. Dude, she played 103 matches for them, scoring 76 goals and leading the team to 7 consecutive league titles from 2013 to 2019. I'm just wondering, are there any other teams in the league? Because 7 consecutive titles, what is this? The Big 12? With the Jayhawks? What is
Bundesliga with Bayern?
Is it Bayern Munich? I'm very confused, man. But hey, 76 goals in 103 matches.
That's crazy.
I'm all about it. So welcome. We will take a striker, especially since I think that's a good leeway to the next signing because we did away with a striker/winger. How did we feel about CC Kaiser saying bye-bye? Do we want to push that on the back burner and talk about that in a minute? Because there's more to talk about there.
Okay, yeah. We'll table that for a quick moment.
We'll table that here in the meat and potatoes, everything. So we're hitting the quick hitters right now. We might as well go in order of things, buddy, because last week we recorded, it was draft week.
It was, yeah.
Right? We drafted 3, 2 goalkeepers and a defender. My first thoughts after the evening concluded was, well, Cassie Miller is probably getting traded, right? Is that what you thought?
Yeah, I mean, the moment that we drafted a goalkeeper, we knew that her spot was in flux, and then we drafted another one, and you knew something was coming at that point. The writing was on the wall.
And might as well hit that right now, man. We traded Cassie Miller to Gotham FC for $100,000. So she's a good goalkeeper. She played very, very well last year. I just wonder if this was a blindside. I haven't seen Cassie saying anything on socials or anything like that, but I think when you see a couple goalkeepers picked up in the draft and you're a goalkeeper, you're probably like, oh boy, better start looking for apartments.
Not to mention Silkowitz, by the way, who's been lighting it up in Australia. Yeah. So she's currently on loan, but she's probably going to come back and be our second. Yeah, I mean,
she'll be back.
Common sense there. Yeah, it's not a surprise with Cassie. I mean, she didn't re-sign. She was a restricted free agent, and it just seemed like she wasn't coming back from the beginning. So it's not a surprise. Not a surprise at all.
Is our draft anything to write home about? I mean, what was our draft grade by the professionals? Do you know?
Not good.
Not good.
Not good, but there's a couple caveats to that. So first of all, when you trade the 4th overall pick, right? We traded our first round pick, the 4th overall pick. That really takes the excitement away from the draft. I'm not saying it should, but everybody's excited for the top of the draft. Those are the players we know. That's the players we're excited to get, that we, imagine is going to have an impact right away, right out the gate. So to not have that player and finish second from the bottom in the table, it certainly hurts.
It hurts.
But I think they really took away from the fan base and the excitement. But in the second round, we did draft a right back, Ellie Wheeler, defender out of Penn State. According to the current here, Wheeler's a strong defender who was a 4-year starter. She was freshman of the year and defensive MVP. So essentially, she's going to be a player they're going to try and grow and build into the system and be a backup for Hannah Glass, who clearly we don't know how much she's going to be on the field, right? She didn't even play last year. She's still on SCI right now, season-ending injury. So It's just a player to bring in to develop. One thing that I did hear about her is she's still working on developing her skill set, but she's incredibly tough. She's mentally tough. Her work ethic is really good. So it might be one of those players who, once their skills develop and come around, it'll match the tough mentality that she has and be a good fit.
I dig it, man. It's probably a good one. I mean, it's time will tell, but I mean, having experience on the youth national teams as well.
Yeah.
With the under 19s, 20s, and 23s, like that's a big deal. I do look at this goalkeeper, Hallie Makowicz, who, is from Clemson, did 4 years there, but her goals against average was less than 1. It was 0.923. Now, could be a stout defense in front of her as well. Her senior season was 0.726 goals against average. Had an all-time record with 13 shutouts and was 2023 ACC Goalkeeper of the Year. Seems like a promising young talent there, but goalkeepers really get better as they age.
Right.
Don't you think?
They usually don't come into a league and have an immediate impact. There's a big learning curve as a professional. So.
And getting stronger. I mean, goalkeepers got to be strong, right? They got to be agile, stuff like that. Footwork, got to work on that. But from the college to the pros, it's just a completely different level, and it'll be exciting to see them grow.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then we drafted, in the 4th round, Hope Hissey, goalkeeper out of Arizona. Hissey trained with the Current during the 2023 season, and she played for the Current 2 development team. So they clearly, they know what they see in her, right? They know what they like. She set the career record for saves, 366 in games started, 88 at the University of Arizona. She was an All Pac-12 third team in 2022 and All Pac-12 freshman in 2019. So to me, it's like a comfort, right? You could get her. She probably wasn't going to be drafted, in any of the top 3 rounds. So you could get her in the 4th, and they're familiar with her. So they got a new goalkeeper coach. So with any coaching turnover, they're going to bring in players they like and they want to develop. And that's what I see in Hope Hissey.
Yes, absolutely. That was a little draft recap there. Nothing flashy, but it is what it is. Quick hitters here before we take our break. I want to mention our next stadium partners. Got a couple of them to talk about, man. Got Ruby Jean's Juicery. What? We got a juicery in the stadium? You think you're not getting some juice? I'm getting juice.
I'm getting some juice.
Unbelievable. I've never been at a stadium and seen a juicery. I've also never been in a stadium and been like, you know what this stadium needs? A juicery. I'm not mad about it. It's great, but
you didn't know you need it until you saw it, right?
Yeah, it's different, right?
Yeah.
It's cool, and I'm always looking for more veg and vegan options, man, and something healthy too, and not make you hate yourself because you just ate a soft pretzel that made you feel bad.
Did you see that? I'm the same way. I'll eat something in a stadium, and then later I'll be like, "Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Why did I do that?"
Soft pretzels sound like a good idea, but they're not. They're horrible. I just get a headache. I'm like, what is happening? I've been poisoned by my constituents. I don't know what is happening to me.
But it can offset that. Ruby Jean's special currently. They have a Kansas City Current smoothie that's on the menu, and it gives a nod to our team. It's made with dragon fruit, pineapple, banana, strawberry, peach, and agave.
Oh, my goodness.
So... yeah,
I'm getting some juice. I'm getting juice day one, baby.
Getting some, juice to wash down that pretzel.
I'm not getting a pretzel.
Well,
because I'm getting juice to wash down some sorbet from High Hopes ice cream.
After you have some tacos.
And tacos, wow, my God. Oh, that High Hopes ice cream. Never had it. Honestly, never heard of it. I'm not that ingrained with KC restaurant life. But I'm into it. I'm all about it. You eat dairy, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so you're good there. But I think they even have like some sorbets and shit, man.
Ooh.
It's going to be wonderful. Look at the picture on there. They got little waffle cone nachos sitting in a scoop of ice cream. Waffle cone nachos.
They pick the best pictures when they're promoting the new vendor, don't they? Because every single thing looks absolutely delicious. Every single thing.
Look at that Ruby Jean stuff with all the kiwi and the blueberries and the strawberries, bananas. Someone got their staging game on point. That's good stuff. Oh man. What? 2 last quick hitters and then a break. Kansas City Current was featured on the 2024 Visit KC cover. That's kind of cool. Hey, Visit KC. What do we have? A women's purpose-built stadium. Pretty exciting. And then KC Current forward Alex Pfeiffer named to the U.S. women's national team roster for the U17 CONCACAF Championship Tournament. I believe you can watch this shit, man. I believe that is going to be televised. Am I wrong?
That is a good question.
Correct. February 2nd, they kick this off, and then they play again on February 4th and February 6th. All of those group games are on Fox Sports 2 at 4 p.m. Central.
Check it out.
Fox Sports 2.
Check it out.
That's amazing. And then semifinals, February 9th, championship and third place match, February 11th. So this girl must be a good deal. Must be a big deal to be getting a nod like this, and let's be happy she's on our team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, hey, let's take a quick break. Keep your butts right there. We'll be right back.
We appreciate you supporting KC Sports Network by listening to our podcast. You have helped us become the highest-ranked Chiefs podcast network in 2022 and 2023. And don't forget about our daily Substack newsletter, the best written analysis you can find on the Chiefs straight to your inbox every day. kcsn.substack.com.
Highest ranked Chiefs podcast in 2022 and 2023.
Oh, is that you? That was your first time hearing that?
I don't know if I tuned it out, but yeah, that's the first time. So, I mean, that's awesome.
I hope our listeners hear the same. Yeah, I know listeners are thinking, what, do they hear the same ad break we do? Don't they just put it in after the fact? No, baby. We're right in it with you. We're hearing all the same stuff.
Take a quick swig of water during that break, and we're right back in it.
I don't do it. I'm not trying to pause and go to the bathroom. I don't drink water. No. Not during the pod. I got baby bladder. I have to run to the bathroom. It's a whole thing, dude. I literally, when we first started, I was recording with Jimmy in my studio apartment in Chicago, and I freaking had to go to the bathroom so bad, and I told him to just filibuster because we were so new. We didn't really know how to edit, stop recording and stuff. It was a wild time.
That's fantastic. I did not know that.
Movie of the week, by the way. Went and saw that Jason Statham flick, The Beekeeper. Heard of it?
That looked pretty good. I saw the trailer.
It's not bad. It has a decent story, too. And my wife didn't fall asleep, which means it's got to be good.
Is that like your star rating? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, Marissa didn't fall asleep?
Yes.
Well,
yes. If she falls asleep, there's probably too much action. But there wasn't too much action. But Jason Statham did his thing, dude. You know him. Gladiator kicks. He's crazy.
I'm all for some mindless action, right?
But it wasn't mindless. It was, the bad guys are people you would like to see get hurt. I was like, oh, you kill those guys. They're predatory. You kill them. So good.
Huh.
Yeah, check it out. I know you got the movie pass going on.
Yeah. Did you ever see Iron Claw? The Iron Claw?
Of course. Oh, yeah.
What did you think of it?
It was great.
Okay.
I mean, but people, even if you're not a wrestling fan, you need to go see that movie because it's a quality movie. I think Zac Efron should have been nominated for an Oscar, and he wasn't. Yeah, snubbed all day.
Cold-blooded.
It's Oscar season, though, man. It's that's homework season for me. I'm always trying to watch those documentaries, the animated shorts, stuff like that. They're always streaming on like YouTube or the NewYorker.com. Got to find them in the weirdest places.
I just saw, and I mean, we are going off rails here, but real quick, I just saw the trailer for The Boys, the new Boys coming up. Pretty excited. I love The Boys. I don't know if anybody else watches it, but don't watch it with your children.
The wildest, most vulgar thing I've ever seen in my life.
Incredible.
So, buddy. Hey, back to team stuff. So we got a new team president,
We sure did.
Raven Jimison. What does that mean?
She is the veteran sports professional, will oversee all business operations as the club is set to open, for the new stadium. Off the top of it, it really feels like this front office has a lot going on and can use some help, right? I think we've all, whether it's handling of a player or whether it's getting people in a media game, whatever the case is, it seems like they could use some additional help. So she seems like she's, a great fit for the job, man. Raven is a strategic executive with a best-in-class training and deep familiarity with the world of sports, as Angie Long said. And she's extremely intelligent, driven, and someone that people want to follow. And we're happy to have her.
I mean, come on. Raven's been with been in the NHL, been in the Major League Baseball, National Football League,
NBA,
Basketball Association,
NBA,
all
everywhere. Yeah.
The G League. That's cool. I mean, that's someone I'd love to pick their brain, man, and just talk about this lengthy career that she's built for herself. Like
that'd be fun to have her on.
I don't even know if that's a possibility, but that sounds like a fascinating deep dive of an executive's career. I feel like
a female of color too. Like the amount of challenges that she's had to go through and overcome to get here. I mean, that's.
And she would love to be interviewed by two straight white men. I mean, why? It just seems what a shit show that would feel like. That you want to use that as I mean, I would love to hear these stories, but we're just little guys up to no good.
Join women's sports. Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, welcome to Raven Jimison.
Yeah, happy to have her, man. Excited,
dude. So. Saving some stuff for the end here. I want to hit something that actually happened today. We re-signed a player that didn't play at all last year. So I'm shocked by this. Desiree Scott staying on for another year. Thoughts?
Love it. I did not want her story to end by not even playing a game or playing a single minute last year. Obviously, she had that knee injury she was trying to work back from. She was trying to get back for the Olympics as well. I'm sorry, the World Cup, to make the World Cup Canadian team.
Yeah.
And just couldn't get back in time. Body didn't cooperate. But, Vladko loves her. Cami loves her. Happy to have her back. She's one of the best defensive mids in the NWSL. So getting her back is a big boost to that position. The only kind of concerns I got are, she's getting a little older as a player, right? And on top of that, I don't know how well she's going to bounce back from her injury. So a couple of unknowns, but I'm very grateful and happy she's back.
Agreed. I was just kind of shocked. I thought she was kind of at the end of her career, but here we are. Maybe she gets a second chance here. Or a third chance, whatever you want to call it. How about free agent midfielder Bailey Feist? Through 2025 has been signed to Kansas City Current. She chose to come here. I mean, she probably had offers, and chose our offer. What do we know? What do we know about Bailey?
She played for Washington Spirit. She is a midfielder. Where they played her in the midfield has kind of fluctuated over time. Last year, she only played in 4 games and had 2 starts. So not a whole lot of playing time last year. However, in 2022, she played 22 games and had 12 starts. So a lot more playing time then. This past year, Washington they played a little bit of like a 4-2, 4-2-3 or, something like that. So she played a lot around midfield a lot, a little bit of D-mid, a little bit more of a midfielder who would kind of stay back and control. So I don't see her coming in and being a part of the attack, but I can see her being a defensive mid if we got to bring somebody on, or if we're kind of lacking at some depth there. So she'll be useful to have, but I don't see her in a starting role at this moment. Right, you can never have too much depth, though. You can never have too much depth. We've learned that the hard way.
That's true. That's true. I hope we don't have to worry about that this year, but you never know.
Yeah.
It's a demanding sport, man. And another player signing to talk about. There was a trade for an Olympic gold medal winner. Desiree Scott's probably friends with this person. Nichelle Prince is coming to Kansas City from the Houston Dash, and CeCe Kaiser is going there. And we gave them an international slot for the year. So, whoo, this one was weird.
It's a lot to unpack.
This one felt crazy, man. This was not ideal, especially considering CeCe Kaiser's Instagram post afterwards, which this continues to be a thing. Like, I want to be excited for the new player because Nichelle Prince is good, right? I mean, that's a good pickup. But the way we do business, I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like you could say a trade is a trade. It happens in all sports. But most of those other sports make a hell of a lot more money than these women do. And they'll be okay. They can relocate their life somewhere. They'll be fine. LeBron James, I think he'll be fine. If he goes to another team, okay, I'll sell my house, buy a new one. I got people that'll take care of that. CeCe Kaiser just got engaged. That's neither here nor there. I mean, congratulations and all that. But she's from here. And she's going to open this new stadium in a couple months and play in front of friends and family. And now has to do that maybe as part of another team. If she even gets on the field. You never know.
Yeah. It's incredibly
She was blindsided.
Yeah. No, in her Instagram post, she said, and I quote, "This isn't something I expected or asked for or expected. No conversation this could happen. Nothing. Her and her fiance have a home here. They have a life off the pitch, and now we have to pack it all up and say our goodbyes. It hurts that this happened after I expressed my desire to be a part of Kansas City history. No conversation, nothing, man. That's not how you treat a player who is from the area. I mean, she banged the drum for the game at Arrowhead. She's a fan favorite. These players do not get enough money to just pack up their life in a moment and move, right? They just don't. And you can't. And there's a reason why the CBA is such a big deal for these players. Because without that, teams will just continue to, and don't get me wrong, trades are part of all sports, right? We've watched the NBA where they're traded on draft night, right? Same with the NFL, like these things happen, but these are not people who make the type of money to be able to absorb this shock easily. And to not even consult the player, to talk to him. Same with Loetta, right? When she was traded. Same with Lynn Williams. She was traded on draft night, right? With no advance notice. That's not a good way to do business. And you can have you can build a training facility, you can build a stadium, you can have all the cool graphics in the world you want. But if the players in the league are talking to each other about how they're being treated as they depart, that's going to send a bad message. And it's not going to be something that players might not want to come here if that's the trend we continue down.
We've said it before. Like, I mean, if someone from afar sees that happening and they're a free agent and they have a couple offers, it's like, yeah, KC is the the flashy choice, the sexy choice, but it's like it's gonna make KC flyover country. Like, people already consider us that, and they're like, well, I don't like how they do business. I think I'm gonna go, play for Amy Rodriguez in Salt Lake or something.
Yeah.
Vlatko said, "We executed in the most professional manner. We help the players with the transition. We communicate promptly and on time." I disagree. I call bullshit.
Corporate bullshit.
That's corporate bullshit. Don't get me going.
Hey, did ChatGPT write that? Did ChatGPT write that?
Of course. Yeah. I went with Jimmy the other night. I had a little capitalism rant, so don't get me started.
Okay, I'll tone it down.
Yeah. But he said everything was highly professional and as hard as it. I can't say shit. Fuck it. I'm done, dude. Shut it down. Thank you all for listening. Please feel free to rate us.
It is. Continue.
We're proud of how we've executed the trade. Cool. I'm glad you're proud. There's a couple people that kind of air this out online that are not so proud and think you did it pretty poorly.
Well, the fact that players they feel obligated to publicly say it time after time after time after time again clearly indicates that there is not that type of communication going on in the back. If they went to her, express the situation, what's going to happen, talk through it, you wouldn't see these things, be publicly made. But they are, and I don't care what they say. It just sounds like some corporate AI bullshit. Cammy and Vladko can emphasize that, they've been traded in their career, so they know how it feels. This is the new day and age.
Not the hell. What do we yep. Well, this is how we grew up. This is how we were treated.
Like I had to walk a mile to school in the snow, so you do too. What kind of shit is that?
My dad beat me, so I beat my kids. What? No, let's stop the shit.
And what's frustrating, it's a missed opportunity because we have a new stadium, new training facility, a great social media team. Everybody's doing great work.
Yeah.
And then you have this basic blunder time after time after time. And it's taking all the hard work everybody is doing and all the investment, and it's just taking away from it. And it's unnecessary. It's stupid and unnecessary, and it's self-inflicted. And I don't understand why this continues to happen. You can't call yourself a player-first organization when your actions don't align with that concept.
And what if you're the player who, traded for you? I mean, I think she was a little surprised as well, Michelle.
Yeah. She had a home in Houston. She had a house in Houston.
Yeah, and this was a shock to her, right? Like this.
Yeah.
I know things happen fast, and you can't always communicate effectively and on time. It's not going to happen. You're not going to hit every shot, but you're missing every shot right now. It's like literally everyone that's been traded or in some fashion this offseason has been like, whoa, didn't see this coming. Okay, thank you, KC.
And again, we follow sports our whole lives. We know how trades work, right? We know it's these players know it's a part of the business. They get it too, especially in the NWSL where things are, the CBA is, a work in progress, right? They're not like the NBA or the NFL where these things have been around a long time and they just iron out, TV deals and money like that. So it's incredibly upsetting. It's a trend that has continued. I don't know what needs to happen to fix that, and this also happened before Cammy as well, with Hugh Williams, right? So there are some issues there, but it continues to happen. It's discouraging, and a lot of the fan base, whether it's fair or not, a lot of the fan base does not like GM Camille Ashton.
That's how it sounds.
Whether it's fair or not, they do not. So,
right,
if you're not making your fan base happy in professional women's sports, women's sports fans are much more rabid about the treatment of players, as they should be, right? They don't put up with that kind of thing. So I don't know. I feel like that was a very lackluster statement.
No, I agree, man. I agree. So, well, can't dwell on it now. It is what it is. We have Olympic gold medalist with us, and we'll see how the roster continues to take shape, man. Vlatko's really putting his stamp on things, really making some moves here, making some decisions, putting the team together. Preseason is among us, man. I mean, they're in it right now, right?
Yeah, I think they just all reported here recently. And real quick about Nichelle, I'm happy to have her on the team. I don't want to this whole situation to overshadow the fact that she's a good player.
Sure.
And we're happy to have her. She brings a different kind of presence. She's much more physical. She's much more of she'll take you 1v1 type of attacker than CC Kaiser. So different kind of player, but if this is what Vlatko sees as how, he wants to play, then he's earned that. He's earned that opportunity to do that. So
we will
kind of see how that
we'll miss our little gazelle on the wing there, but excited to welcome new blood. So yeah, man, the team will finish off this week in Kansas City before heading to Irvine, California through February 5th. And then a little break, and then Bradenton, Florida from February 16th through March 3rd. Apparently they'll have some preseason exhibition matches. They'll tell us about it at a later time. But speaking of matches, buddy, if you're listening to this on a Thursday, 2 p.m. today, that NWSL schedule supposedly came out. That's exciting. Start planning your trips. Man, you know what I really want to do? I want to get down to Louisville and go to an OVW event. Would that be dope or what?
That would be pretty cool. Check out a racing game and current and OVW.
Little independent wrestling.
Don't they have like a Netflix documentary or a show, or is that
docu-series? Yeah.
Docu-series, okay. Heard it's
wonderful.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Very good. So it's definitely something to look at going down there, man. You put in here, worth noting that Mimi Larson has not reported to the team. What's that about?
That is correct. So let's take a quick step back and recap the roster, but something might be afoot with that. We currently have 30 players, so our goalkeepers are 80. We have 5 goalkeepers, 80 Franch, Hope Hissey, a non-roster invite, and Brittany Eisenhower. So that's cool. Get somebody else in there to compete. And then Jordan Silkowitz, who's obviously on loan in Australia. 11 defenders: Elizabeth Ball, Balasagar, Hannah Glass, Lauren, Mace, Gabby Robinson, Izzy, another non-roster invite, and Regan Stiegletter. And then here's a fun one, Mallory Weber. So she's a non-roster invite, trying to work her way back. We'll see if she makes the final roster. And then Ellie Wheeler, our second round draft pick. 7 midfielders, Sophie Braun, non-roster invite, Dabinia, DiBernardo, Bailey Feist, Claire Hutton, Lowe, Lavoisier, and Desiree Scott. And then 8 forwards, and that's a lot of forwards. 8 forwards. Temwa, Michelle Cooper, Hamilton, Larson, Alex Pfeiffer, Nichelle Prince, Spanstra, and our new Brazilian beast, Bia Zanerato. By the way, did you see her highlights?
I have not yet, no.
They're so fun to watch.
Yeah.
Got a good one. If she can stay healthy and feed her the ball, it's going to be a lot of fun. Get 2 Brazilian players going back and forth.
Look, all I know is that we're clearly looking for a Brazilian on every line of the field. I mean,
you think the team has Portuguese tutors like in the classroom, trying to get the rest of the squad to like teach them?
Has to, bro. What happens in FIFA when you're putting your team together, and if you got Brazilians next to each other in your lineup, your line turns green because they're like, they're the same nationality. They've played together before. Their chemistry is just off the charts. That's this, dude. We're getting green lines, baby. It's going to be great. We're just missing a Brazilian goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Still time. There's still time. We got all the goalkeepers right now.
8 forwards, man. It felt like Vlatko and company did not like how we were ineffective in scoring goals, and he just threw a bunch of everything at it, right? We got a Temwa Chawanga, who has scored everywhere she's went. Incredible FIFA-esque type numbers. Hopefully that translates. Cooper, Hamilton, Youngblood, and Pfeiffer, and Nichelle Prince, who's a physical powerhouse. Spanstra, who a lot of fun to watch last year, really came on at the end. And then Bia. So, he's not fucking around, man. He threw a lot of just, a lot of talent on that front line. Yeah. But Mimi Larson, man, she did not report. So it could be one of two things. She's disgruntled or she's simply in Sweden, right?
Right.
Coming back shortly. It could be something like she's at a wedding, family, that we don't know, but
It just says not yet reported. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, there's no speculation necessary. If it would have said something like did not report, then I would have been like, oh, why not? But it just said not yet. She'll be here.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
That's a very talented group. I mean, it's going to be hard to make the field with that group.
True. Training camp's going to be a bloodbath. Huh. Well, that's cool, man. It's schedule release, though. That's today. I wish we could talk about it right now, but we can't.
So let me give you a quick, fun hypothetical here at the end. If you have a current game and a sporting game, same time, same night, different place, how are you going to approach that situation?
Same time?
Same time, same night, Saturday night.
That's rough, right? I think at that point, I start putting together a little formula in my head, and there's factors. The factors are, what are the records of the team? Are my favorite players healthy or injured? Who's the opponent that we're playing? I don't know. It'd be rough. I can't right now in good faith say I'd be at the sporting game or I'd be at KC Current game. Because I would want to weigh the factors, right? The variables. Is that what you would do, or would you pick one?
I would pick the Current just because they play less games. So
Good point. And you could probably, I started thinking about selling a ticket. What do you get more money for? That also depends on the record of the team.
that, and let's face it, the Current stadium, that's going to be a hot ticket any given night just due to the capacity. So you will never have an issue selling that if you needed to.
Now, we got a pretty big group sitting together, so we've always said that if we can't make it, we'll talk to the group and see if anyone else wants to buy it and bring some friends or something. So we got a hell of a group, man. There's 8 of us. It's gonna be a wild time. We should have done 4 and 4, back sitting behind each other. Because how are you just gonna do 8 in a row? You can't talk to each other. You can't fucking yell down the way. Hey, Chip, how we doing, buddy?
I'm just put my head in between 2 people and just start whispering at you.
That would have been dope, dude. 4 and 4 like that. I don't know why we didn't think that through. But
we're gonna be eating food the whole time anyway, with all that delicious.
All I know is that you and me are right in the middle. So everyone is around us because we're the hot commodity. We got the podcast. We're the big deal. We're not on the ends. A couple of bookends over there. Sorry, Chip. But yeah, it's gonna be different. It should be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited. By the way, real quick, did you see that training top?
I see it,
dude.
Now it looks, buddy. I like the colors, but I hate the design because it looks just like that freaking national team USA jersey with the freaking Oreo package pull at the top. It looked like you just pull open the Oreo package. That's what people said about the USA top. Now, if this color scheme is hinting at anything towards a new jersey, I'm all about it because I'm liking the teal accents with it's not really a navy. It's more like I don't know what would you call that color?
I don't know.
Navy? Would you say navy?
Yeah, we'll say navy.
I don't know. I'm all about it though. If we had a New Jersey looking like that too, but not the Oreo package. You see what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at that jersey and I'm like, I would buy that right now. I would. Maybe I'm a sucker.
I don't modeling over here. Look at her. She's like, I just signed a new contract. And we're like, God damn, Desi, we miss you so much.
Can't wait to get you back. Just mauling folks.
Yeah,
being the destroyer that you are.
She's a beast. Well, shit, man.
What's lots to talk about. Didn't get to go into a ton of depth. Just so much happened in 2 weeks, man. So
I think you know what though? I disagree. We did go through a lot of depth, man. I mean, we didn't go through Michelle Prince's stats or anything like that, but
and she came back from an injury last year. She missed most of the season.
Exactly. She didn't score any goals, right?
Right.
But
She played like 7 games or something.
She scored 5 the year before, playing 18 games. Started too, so her goals per game average is not exactly great. So I'll be interested to see what she can bring to the club.
I'm excited for Bia, man. I'm super pumped. That could be a player that, at the end of the year they might look back and be like, that was the newcomer of the year.
Could be, man. I mean, played 12 games.
Dude, by the way, 4 World Cups. 4 World Cups. She's 30.
Goodness.
Yeah, she
That's how Brazil is, though. Yeah. They breed them young.
She played internationally at 14. You know what I was doing 14? I was playing Sega Genesis. I was like Streets of Rage or something, Just playing for a national team. So
she's up there making game time decisions, and I'm in freaking middle school wondering if I should take technology or home ec. Joke's on you. I took them both, home ec and tech.
I think I took tech in like a meteorology class. We actually had one. Yeah, Shiny Heights.
You think I'm not going to take home ec? Because you get to cook the food and eat it. That's amazing. Now, the sewing, I didn't need to do all the sewing. I was like, this is hard, you guys. And I keep poking myself with the needles. It's not fun. Can I go back to cooking? And that's why I love cooking, probably.
Yeah, maybe. Man, 30 years old, 4 World Cups. Insane. So, and she's the captain of her club team. So, I mean, we got a leader. We got an experienced player. She can score in every which way. So it's a big one. I'm super excited.
It's gonna be. Things are ramping up, dude. It's gonna get wild.
This team looks a lot different this year than last year.
Sure,
a lot different.
Disgruntled ex-players aside, I'm very excited.
At the end of the day, man, we finished second to the bottom. We had to make some changes. Every time you get a new coaching regime, this is going to happen. It hurts to see players you really like and care about as humans have their lives upheld. And then one quick thing about the draft too. Yeah, the experts they were not happy with how we did, but there's a lot of teams last year who had high grades and they did not do well. The players didn't do well. Jordan Silkowitz wasn't even like a top 50 big board, and she's crushing it in Australia and is about to be our number 2, right? Like, you never know. Just put these players in there and let them develop and, see what you got.
Yeah. Agreed. Well, cool.
So,
anything else you want to talk about?
Oh, man. Aside from, no, I'm good for now.
I think, next time we meet, which could be 2 weeks from now, we'll make a decision, but just count on that for right now. I think that we'll probably have to break down that schedule, man.
We could. That's a pod in itself.
I mean, that'd be a lot of talking about potential road trips, matchups, ex-players returning to play in the new stadium for the first time. Be a whole thing. So
I'm excited.
I'm excited too, man. I got nothing but time. So let's we can talk about it.
Yep.
See what we want to do.
Sounds good.
So, okay. Well, guys, thank you so much for being here. We're just so gosh darn happy to have you. And if you want to leave us those 5-star ratings and reviews on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, really appreciate it. Help us get noticed, get more viewers. We see you guys watching on YouTube, by the way. People are watching our YouTube stuff, buddy. So I hope you're, looking good, touching up your appearance, turning on that ring light.
It's on right now. I just see a bunch of imperfections, and it's like when you're at Target and you're checking out and you look in that mirror or the camera, and you don't like what you see sometimes. But
we'll get you set up with that cryo roller I got. You roll out the face a little bit. Delicious. Anyways, guys, follow us on Twitter if you want. It's at No Other Pod, at Dan Kooser, at Chris Wright 21. Instagram, Facebook as well. So send us an email, nootherpod@gmail.com. We'll answer any preseason questions you might have, any concerns. And, gosh, maybe we'll look at having the president on for an interview sometime. Wouldn't that be intimidating? Stand by. Could happen. So for Chris, I'm Daniel. Love you bunches. Goodbye.